Hello and welcome to our Kanban Foundation's kickoff training. In this training, we will talk about all what you need to pass the Kanban Foundation exam. In the beginning, let me introduce myself. I am Nuruddin Tahani. I'm IT service management and project management practitioner and a trainer with more than 14 years experience in IT and telecom. I have many certifications in different fields, such as different BMI certifications, such as BMB, BFMB, BGMB, ACB, and others. Also, I have Prince 2 practitioner and Prince 2 Agile practitioner certifications, other certifications in Scrum, such as BSM, ITIL certifications, ITIL 4 MB, ITIL Expert, TOGAF, Archimate, Qubit certifications, and at the last, I have the Kanban Foundation certification. Here you can find my contacts, my personal WhatsApp number, my personal email, and my LinkedIn profile, and I will be more than happy to contact with all of you, and I'm ready to provide the needed help and clarifications. In the beginning, just to let you know that I will use the same training material available in CertiBanks. The training material is all what you need to pass the Kanban Foundation exam. In this material, you will find our website link, CertiBanks.com. You will find our course link, different social media groups, studying groups for Agile certifications, for Kanban, Scrum, and others. You can find studying groups on Facebook, on Telegram, on WhatsApp, and you can find the WhatsApp number for CertiBanks and the email for CertiBanks in case you need any help or support. Now let's start with Chapter 1, Introduction. And before we start, just to let you know that all details in this chapter are informative and they are not required for the kickoff exam or for the Kanban Foundation exam. In this chapter, we will talk about the Kanban Foundation certification. We will talk about the differences between the Waterfall and the Agile methodologies. We will talk about the Agile manifesto and the Agile methodologies in general. Again, all the details in this chapter are just informative and are not related to the Kanban Foundation certification. The first topic is Kanban Foundations or Kickoff Certification. This certification provides students, the delegates with a strong foundation and fundamental concepts and theories related to the Kanban method. Kickoff is owned by the Kanban Institute. Its exams are administered by CertiProf organization, and we in CertiBanks are authorized training partners with CertiProf. So if you need the exam vouchers or any help related to all CertiProf courses, you can contact CertiBanks. For the Kanban Foundation exam, its fees are $150 US, and you have 2 attempts. In case you don't pass your first attempt, you can have a second free attempt. As we mentioned previously, in CertiBanks, we provide cheaper exam vouchers, about $100, so you can save about $50 US in case you purchase exam vouchers from CertiBanks. So when you need to schedule your official exam, you can go to CertiBanks and purchase your exam voucher there. Number of questions for the Kanban Foundation exam is 40 questions. The exam duration is 60 minutes. The exam format is multiple choice. The success score or the pass score is 70%, which means you should achieve 28 questions or more as correct to pass your exam. The exam is online, it is not proctored, and it is open book. After passing your exam, you will get an email to download your certificate as this one, and you will get another email from Credly, the famous website, to accept your digital badge. Now let's talk about the waterfall versus agile methods. The speed of innovation and rapid adoption of new technologies pushes the project management and product development and delivery to be more data-driven, people-focused, and agile than ever before. In the traditional ways of delivery, which was called the waterfall, we are focused on having detailed requirements, detailed scope at the beginning. So you cannot start your project, you cannot start your delivery without having the clear requirements, without having the detailed scope. After that, you go to the next step, to the design, for example. After you finish the design, you go to the development. After you finish the development, you go to testing, then deployment. Then at the end, you get the big outcome. So this is the waterfall. As you are in a waterfall, you are working in sequence. Every step is dependent on the previous step. This is the waterfall. But in real world, in technology mainly, we cannot have all the requirements at the beginning. Suppose you are building a website, suppose you are building a mobile application, there is no customer can provide all the needed details, all the requirements at the beginning. They normally wait till checking the first demo, for example, the first sample of the software or the mobile application to provide maybe extra details to change on their requirements and so on. So this is the agile. In the agile, we start working with high level requirements, with high level scope, but not with the detailed scope. After that, we start delivering in increments and we start work in iteration. So for example, if we are building a mobile application, in the first iteration, we will develop the design. After getting the design and the customer checking the design, he may suggest some modifications, he may add some new requirements. After that, we go to develop, for example, the second feature. Then we go into another iteration, and as we can see here, another enhanced outcome is produced, another increment is produced. After the first feature, the customer may suggest extra modifications, extra requirements, and we will go on till finishing the project. So as we can see here in the agile, there is more flexibility. We can respond to changes in requirements. We can adapt in the high uncertainty environments more than the waterfall or the traditional methodologies. So in the agile, it provides us with the flexibility in response to the ever-changing environment and requirements. This is the same as we mentioned previously about the waterfall. We are working in sequence. And here, the agile, we are working in iterations and we are working in increments. And it is more flexible and more adaptive than the waterfall methods. Now let's talk how the agile started. In the beginning, agile ways of working started when the software development or when the software industry starts in the last century. But at the beginning of this century, mainly in 2001, software development leaders in USA met to agree on a common language or to agree on a process for Agile. They explore many alternatives. They try to agree in all the details how to work on Agile, but they did not reach an agreement. They just agree on 4 values and 12 principles, but they were not able to reach an agreement on the process itself or on how to implement Agile. So they left this area for anyone to customize based on his needs. So these 17 software developers formed what was called the Agile Alliance, and the 4 values and the 12 principles are called the Agile Manifesto. Simply, in the Agile Manifesto, they agree on what to do in Agile projects, but they did not agree on how to implement these values and these principles, because every project or every organization has its own details that is different than the other organizations. So this is the Agile Manifesto. It is just 4 values and 12 principles. These are the 17 software developers for the Agile Alliance who met in 2001 and issued the Agile Manifesto. The Agile Manifesto, in simple words, is we are covering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. Through this work, we have come to value. So they give value to individuals and interaction over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a plan. That is while is value in the items on the right. So the items on the right, such as processes and tools, they are important, but the items on the left are more important than the items on the right. So this is the Agile Manifesto values, the 4 values, where they give more values to the items on the left more than the items on the right. So individuals and interaction is over processes and tools and so on. So any project to be considered an Agile project, it should adopt these values. So Agile in general is based on Agile mindset, a set of behavioral aspects related to Agile, related to flexibility in general. And this mindset should be supported by the 4 values, 12 principles, and different practices. These practices are mainly the Agile methodologies or the Agile methods. And since the Agile Alliance did not agree on a process or on certain process, we can see that there are many Agile methodologies, many Agile methods, many Agile practices. The most important method is Scrum, and we can see other famous methods such as XP, such as Kanban, Kanban, and other methodologies. In our certification, we will cover the Kanban method. Before continuing to next chapters, here in our course in CertiBanks, you can find the course description, and in the course description, you can see a link to access the exam voucher. And here we can see that we have a very good discount for the official exam voucher. It is about $100. You can see the practice test. We have 2 full practice tests. They are all what you need to pass or to clear your official exam. And we have the official training material, the same as the slides we are presenting in our training. Also, we have another document to guide you how to book, how to purchase the exam voucher, and how to take the exam. And we can see other documents such as the Kanban guide, a small document from the Kanban Institute. And we have the Kanban guide for Scrum teams, also another book from the Kanban Institute. And we have another material for other certifications, which is called Kanban Essentials Professional Certificate. This certificate is from CertiProf. It is very similar to the Kanban Foundation. You can see this material. It may help you in some areas.